Here's Baphomet, a hilarious scholarly analysis of Jack Torrance's final pose in The Shining. Stanley Kubrick's The Shining is a cinematic Rorschach test. Every frame seems designed to inspire wild theories and feverish debates. Among these, one of the most hilariously compelling is the notion that the film's enigmatic final image, Jack Torrance smiling in the Overlook hotels, 4th of July photograph, isn't just a creepy throwback but a deliberate evocation of Baphomet, the occult symbol of balance, duality, and ancient evil. Yes, that Jack Torrance isn't merely mad. He's become a conduit for something older, darker, and hornier, literally. Let us explore how Jack's pose in this haunting image places him as a modern Baphomet, a figure of thrall to ancient evil and the Overlook Hotel's true demonic powers. Who is Baphomet, and why is Jack Torrance striking his pose? Baphomet, a symbol with roots in mysticism and occultism, is typically depicted as a winged, goat-headed figure sitting on a throne, hands raised in a gesture of duality, as above, so below. This image represents a balance between opposing forces, light and dark, good and evil, rational and irrational. Sound familiar? It should. That's basically The Shining in a nutshell. In the final image, Jack Torrance is frozen mid-smile, his arms raised slightly to his sides, his body positioned as though he's not just standing but presiding over the Overlook's eternal July 4th bash. His grin, much like Baphomet's serene expression, is unsettling, suggesting a mix of acceptance, triumph, and malice. The Overlook Hotel as a temple of evil. To understand Jack's transformation into Baphomet, we must first acknowledge the Overlook Hotel as a temple of ancient evil. Its foundations are literally cursed, built on Native American burial grounds, and its history is a tapestry of violence, greed, and spectral debauchery. Like any good demonic temple, it needs a leader, a figurehead, a symbolic goat or Torrance to embody its malice. Baphomet's throne, Jack's gold room, the gold room, where Jack first makes his infernal deal with Lloyd the bartender, mirrors the throne of Baphomet. Both are gilded spaces of temptation and power, where the promise of indulgence lures the weak into servitude. Jack as the hotel's avatar, by the film's end, Jack isn't just a caretaker. He's become the Overlook's chosen avatar, its physical representation in a timeless cycle of violence and control. His positioning in the final photo confirms his promotion to the role of head demon. Jack's pose, coincidence, or goat-inspired conspiracy? Kubrick's final shot places Jack Torrance at the centre of the photograph, surrounded by partygoers. But look closer. His arms are slightly raised, his body language commanding yet unnatural. This is no accidental composition. It's Baphometian. The raised arms, while not as exaggerated as Baphomet's hand gestures, Jack's subtle arm positioning evokes the same sense of balance and authority. One could argue he's saying, "This is my realm now, and it's all downhill from here." The serene smile, Jack's grin mirrors Baphomet's calm yet eerie demeanour. It's not a smile of joy, it's a smirk of someone who has fully embraced their role as the harbinger of chaos. The symmetry, the Overlook's aesthetic, its symmetrical hallways, perfectly aligned gold room, and obsessively structured interiors mirrors the structured iconography of Baphomet. Kubrick, ever the perfectionist, positions Jack as the embodiment of this balance, chaos wrapped in order, duality and madness, the core of Jack's transformation. Baphomet is a symbol of duality, light and dark, human and beast. Jack Torrance, too, is a figure of duality throughout The Shining. He begins as a struggling writer and loving father, only to transform into a murderous maniac, enthralled by the Overlook's darker forces. As above, so below, Baphomet's motto applies directly to Jack's story. His psychological descent, below, mirrors the Overlook's supernatural influence, above, creating a harmony of madness and malevolence. Jack's sacrifice, like Baphomet, who represents ritual and sacrifice, Jack becomes the ultimate offering to the Overlook. His death ensures the hotel's continued power, his blood metaphorically sealing his allegiance. Why Baphomet? Kubrick's message of eternal evil. Kubrick's decision to position Jack in the pose of Baphomet isn't just aesthetic, it's thematic. By linking Jack to this ancient symbol, Kubrick suggests that the Overlook's evil isn't tied to any single event or person, but is instead part of a greater, eternal cycle. Jack's transformation into a Baphomet figure represents his full submission to this cosmic malevolence. Timelessness and eternity, Baphomet, like the Overlook, exists outside of time. The final photograph, dated 1921, underscores this timelessness, placing Jack in a narrative that began long before him and will continue indefinitely. Human complicity in evil. By positioning Jack as Baphomet, Kubrick critiques humanity's willingness to serve greater evils, whether through greed, ambition, or pure madness. Jack isn't just a victim, he's an active participant, much like those who revel in the Overlook's gilded excess. Conclusion: Jack as the Overlook's goat. In the final image of The Shining, Jack Torrance is more than just a ghostly partygoer, he's Baphomet incarnate, the Overlook Hotel's chosen symbol of balance, chaos, and eternal evil. Kubrick's meticulous composition places Jack in a pose that evokes this occult icon, cementing his role as both victim and servant to the hotel's malevolent power. So, the next time you watch The Shining, remember, Jack Torrance isn't just a crazed caretaker or a victim of supernatural influence. He's the Overlook's goat-headed king, grinning at you from across the decades, forever presiding over the eternal party of madness and malevolence. And frankly, Baphomet never looked so dapper.